I am.
I thought we lost him.
It wouldn't be my show if I didn't fuck up something.
Like the stream.
Yes. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Oh, mention it. Well, hello, everybody out there in Rumble and on YouTube. We're having another edition of Laugh It Up Fuzzball. And we're going to be talking about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, amongst other wonderful things related to Ghostbusters. We have a special guest on the panel today, and that is Mr. P-Cat. How are you, P-Cat?
Hello. How's everybody doing, I should say. How's everything going?
We're going crazy, and we're doing fine.
There you go. Excellent.
What do you mean going?
10 minutes in yet.
Crazy?
Going.
No.
Crazy. No. Mr. T-Bunny, how are you?
I am here. Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Well, that's great. Anyway, moving on. Mr. Crual Birab from beautiful Scotland. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How's everyone else?
And he's been arrested.
Nino. I opened my mouth. Oh, no. If the SWAT team comes through the window, you'll know.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Cruel's been spreading his, hate speech everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere. So hateful.
Yes. There are 4 lights. Abby, how are you in beautiful Commie, California?
Well, I'm hiding underground now because I have things that they want to take from me.
Your coffee?
Oh, your coffee?
Oh no! Don't tempt them, Cruel. Don't tempt them.
Don't tempt them. Shit.
I got to
So, go ahead.
No, I got to keep the coffee and the booze and the toys.
The
hidden.
toys. Yes.
The other things. Yeah.
The other things. What is it? The guy from the Survival Russia channel calls them printing tools.
Yes.
They're
Industrial hole punchers.
Yes, industrial hole punchers. Yes. And they come in different size hole punches.
Yes.
Anyway, so we're going to be talking about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire movie. Saw that on opening weekend. And I must say, we saw it on Sunday, a matinee. So it was about the 11:50 showing. And I must say, the one thing that struck me the most now, it was a Sunday at 11:50. So around here, I'm guessing a lot of people go to church because the freaking movie theater there was no lack of room for people to sit. Let's put it that way. But it was great. Saw it. I was in the nosebleed section, my favorite section to see everything. No pesky kid behind me kicking the seat and dumping popcorn all over the place. And
That's because
crying.
you're so tall, you're blocking his sight.
Well, what are you, height racist or something? What the hell is,
Heightist.
You're a heightist? Yes.
I was waiting to say a heightist. There you go. We've invented a new term.
So, got to see it. Saw some interesting trailers for some upcoming stuff. New Minions movie. So, or not Minions, Despicable Me. Looks good.
Another one.
So, yeah.
Another one.
Me.
I'll repeat that.
Yeah.
So we got that going.
That was actually a pretty good trailer on that one.
Yeah, it was. It looks good. It looks good. Although, oftentimes with trailers, it's just the teaser spots. Usually they're not necessarily in the movie. So, but
and even if they are, it's the best bits, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
It is. So let's start it off here with the slideshow. And I know T-Bunny's got some short clips for us that we'll do after or during the slideshow. We'll kind of maybe go back and forth with them.
All right.
start it off. Let's start it off with the slideshow here. So everybody
Mhm.
can see.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. We've got all the main characters in there. The old guard and the new ones coming out. So, Pika, what did you think of the opening scene?
I like the. I'm mixed on the movie, but the opening scene I did like. I like this I guess the setting up with the flashback to the
Yeah,
early 1900s.
yeah,
I like that how it gave you the background of of what we were about to see, or at least trying to set up what was happening with the villain and the ISO, this ice villain.
yeah.
That I did enjoy. I thought they did a good job opening, the pre credits, so to speak.
Yeah, I was rather entertained and impressed with that. It was really nice how they set that up. Kind of like in the beginning.
Hmm. Yep.
Which is kind of cool. And we see the one character's grandmother momentarily.
Hmm.
So and then they break to this scene where they're chasing the snake ghost or whatever it is all over the place, tearing the hell out of the.
Yeah.
So,
By the way, we have I have both opening scenes from both the original and the 2016. If you want to watch those.
oh, yeah.
Well,
Do we
I
have
have
to
no
watch the
issue with the
2016?
Well, we're
That's
trying
it.
to
I'm
compare.
done. I'm out. I'm watching 2016. I'm gone.
We're trying to compare and contrast.
Stream killer,
I
stream
know.
killer.
Yes.
Show's over.
Stream killer.
See you later.
Yeah,
folks.
we can watch those. We can definitely look at those here in a moment.
All right.
Definitely. Absolutely. So here you have three Spanglers and the driver. I mean,
That's
poor Paul Rudd. Poor Paul Rudd gets treated like an unwanted stepchild or something in this thing. It's half the time, especially by
Why didn't they go
Phoebe.
ahead and make him either a boyfriend or a fiance?
We can't have that now, can we? It'd be too mainstream.
They kept having to explain why he was there the whole entire movie, and every time they did, it just ground to a halt.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
just making him like part of the family unit officially would have ended all of that crap.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all you have to do is show. All you really have to do, coming off the last movie, is just have a wedding ring on his finger, basically, and then
Yeah.
and that's it. Done.
Yeah, exactly.
In between movies, they got married.
Yeah, exactly. My thing is, what the hell all brought him from frickin' Oklahoma to New York City?
Yeah.
He's sitting there going, okay. But now this was kind of interesting, although I didn't like her Phoebe's interaction that much, and her teenage angst was a little over the top, in my opinion, given a dangerous situation. Speeding. Now, PCAT, you could probably attest to this. Is there a lot of speeding cars that go around the middle of New York City?
In the city, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I can count on one hand and have all my fingers left over on how many speeding cars I've seen in all my years walking around in the city to and from work.
Well, you have to define speeding, One man's speeding is another man's slow jog.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. That was one thing sitting there, and I'm watching all this stuff, and they've got a 1950s converted hearse speeding through, and this thing is wide and long, speeding through, the streets of the city of New York, and it's like, yeah, they wouldn't be able to move that fast and go anywhere because they'd be sitting in traffic.
Well, actually, having a weird stepbrother who actually owned that model of hearse, I can confirm that straight line speed, it's okay. And it could jump curves and stuff like that because of positive traction back in. But turn those corners, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when no
They're not meant to turn corners. They're a hearse.
They weren't designed to go, NASCAR racing with.
Actually,
Freaking hurts.
local story. We the two funeral homes used to be our ambulance service, and so yeah, literally, the hearses
Wow.
of the two funeral homes were that, and so one of them actually hired a race car driver, and another one souped up their hearse to pretty much a dragster status to try to, because the first one there got the commission.
Oh, Jesus.
It's like having the vet next to the Benihana. It doesn't work.
Exactly right. Oh my God, that's
Which is why we now have an ambulance service for the hospital.
there we go. What is it Don King used to say? Only in America. Only in America.
Only in
America,
rural,
like, take out your
rural
money.
North Carolina,
Two-
America.
Two funeral home services competing for business. And they
Ambulance,
deliver.
ambulance service.
Ambulance service and funeral home. Hey, diversification, Don't keep all
Hey,
your
we'll
eggs.
get you there one way or another.
Yeah. Keep your eggs in one basket. Oh man. Wait, Gabi in the chat says not the 2016 for dear Lord, I beseech.
The clips
Wait.
are very short.
So 2016
very
earned a sequel? No.
No.
Not even in hell would it earn a sequel.
No.
Ah.
No, it didn't. The sequel dismissed the 2016 garbage.
Well, according to Leslie Jones, that's because we're all fill in the blanks.
God.
yes,
There you go.
we're all
Yes,
Yachtieistic-phobes.
It's funny.
Like
How is
all
your
American
career
cars,
going
straight and
lately?
Straight line
Yeah.
crap on the
Yep.
corner.
Oh, she just
Yeah.
put out her biography, and they had to buy back most of the copies. So evidently, nobody wanted to read Leslie F. and Jones. There you go.
Well, there you go.
It was on clearance.
I don't imagine there'd be a lot there. Anyway,
Barnes
So-
and Nobles, which keeps everybody in stock, does not have a copy of it.
That's messed up.
how
That's messed up.
unfortunate.
Yeah, that should tell you something about that literary classic.
Quite.
Yes, this man has no dick. What? I was
He
actually
has-
very happy.
He has
to
no
see him in
complexion
this.
either.
I know. Yeah. Well, he is a redhead, so I mean,
He is a
it-
ginger.
And
Yeah.
I have that clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the original. Like, we know the bigger line is "back off, man, I'm a scientist," but that line also cracks you up. It's just nonstop. It's like there's so many moments that you get the big ones and even the small moments like that.
I know,
The
right?
secondary characters is where something reaches greatness. It's not necessarily the primary cast. And
No, it's not.
even if you have secondary characters that can deliver memorable lines like that, everybody remembers that poor librarian. Bless her heart, she's already passed, but that
Yeah.
but even her, I mean, as stodgy as that role was, she had her moments like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, she played it brilliantly. So here's the reason why they all showed up to the library. They wanted to go watch talk to Patton Oswalt. Now, I have my opinions about Patton Oswalt. He's a good actor. Personally, I couldn't give two shits about him outside of that.
He appears in movies. He appears in
Let's
movies.
put it this
and
way.
plays
Although
himself.
I will have to say, in my opinion, his role in the movie was very transformative because he was explaining a lot of the backstory of the bad guy Duraka in this, and the Fire Master and all that lore. So he kind of fills in a lot of the blanks. And thankfully, he wasn't in the movie very long.
No, but you could have had Dan Aykroyd do that too if you really wanted to see.
Oh, yeah.
Ben
Save time,
Stiller
yeah.
does. Ben
Yeah.
Stiller does roles like this all the time. You could have had him easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not.
yeah.
He's not like doing anything right now. And Ben Stiller would have killed that role.
He is funny. But yeah, so he gives the inside track on the lore of the big bad, and also about what happened in the 1902, whatever it was, that situation there, which kind of harkens back to that guy's grandmother, and that's who that was that entrapped the ghost that demon or whatever it is in that sphere. So it was a good scene. I'm just glad he wasn't in the movie that long, any longer than that.
Yeah,
it
I've
wasn't
never heard
necessary.
anybody say, "Hey, wish we had more Patton Oswalt."
Yeah, the only movie I ever liked that he was a starring role was Ratatouille.
Oh,
I liked him in Blade 3, Trinity.
well, he died.
Yeah.
He was
Oh,
only
he
in for
did, he, though?
10 or
died.
15 minutes or something.
Oh, you're so mean, T-Bone.
That's the only time I've ever seen a villain wipe that I actually cheered
Yeah.
for. Yeah.
So
The
this
blind,
is the
the
scene.
blind chick was sad, but the rest of them, yeah.
This is the scene. I think this was the scene after the mayor threw her in jail when she told him off. And then
It's
he
right
got-
before. It's right before.
That's right
actually.
before. Okay, yeah.
That's why
and,
she was in jail.
she gave him who knows what she said. They cut that scene, so you never got to hear what she actually responded. You saw the aftermath. But again, Ernie Hudson's in this, along with Dickless and and the Spangler clan ish. And it was a good scene. I think, like I said, anything Ernie Hudson is in this movie is his role, his presence. In other words, is outstanding. That was one character I was really hoping to see in this movie, even a short cameo, even at the end or something. But
well, you also have a scene right here.
Egon, this reminded me of the time you tried to drill a hole through your head. Remember that? That would have worked if you hadn't stopped me.
Holy hell!
An estrangement order. What the hell is that?
Yeah, it's Rick Moranis. Holy hell!
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was so good. I mean, even if you remember the scene in the first one, it wasn't one of the big scenes for him, but somebody at the party asked him, "Do you have a Tylenol or an asprin?" And he just starts going off. He's like, "Oh, I have acetylsalicylic acid, which is just as good as Tylenol." But
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Or he opens up the closet, that dog's in there. He's like, "Does somebody have a dog?"
Oh, somebody bring a dog in. Yeah. Somebody bring a dog.
Who brought a dog?
Who brought the dog? Yeah. But I really missed the. It's a shame what happened to Rick Moranis. He got assaulted.
Yeah.
And I think he was making plans to do something, because he'd mentioned something back in 2019. I think in an interview, it was 2019 or a little before, about possibly working on a big project. He was going to be part of a big project, and I think that was Afterlife. But then he got whatever happened to him back in 21 or something like that, or whatever.
He got punched in the street.
Yeah, he got punched just walking down the sidewalk. When they had that rash of these people, assaulting people just for no reason, and he just decided
I don't need
go
this.
underground. And I can't blame him.
Yeah.
I can't blame him for getting out of the acting business anyway. Because he left to take care of his wife and kids.
No, his wife had already passed. That's why he left.
Oh,
Yeah, he's caring for his kids.
Care his kids. Yeah. There's a clip, and I saw it on Twitter. I don't know if anybody caught the clip, but I didn't think to download it. It's a clip of behind the scenes when they were filming the scene with him and Sigourney Weaver. And and
I sent that to you.
You sent it to me. Ivan Reitman was directing the scene, and Rick Moranis goes into his Bob and Doug McKenzie routine. Director dude. It's like, and and Sigourney Weaver starts touching me. Hey, don't touch me,
We're in New York, We're filming this movie,
Oh man, love Rick Moranis.
It's a shame. Did you see the Mint Mobile commercial with him and Ryan Reynolds? And he's like, "Oh, what do you want me to do?" He said, "Just be you. Just be you."
He was in a commercial.
Yeah,
Rick
Mint Mobile
Moranis?
commercial. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's got to make
I
an
did
income
not know
somehow.
that. I know Ryan Reynolds had his mom in it, so
No, he had Rick Moranis in a
Oh.
Mint Mobile commercial, and he's
See,
just
that's
he's
the
like,
movie
I just have his bucket list. You're on my bucket list to do something with
Nice.
you.
He
So.
and Dave Thomas need to do Bob and Doug again.
They're in talks to do something with it. Yeah.
Really?
It would be nice. It would be nice. It would have been nice if he'd have come back though, at least for a cameo, like an in-credit scene or something at least.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a
Not-
shame. I was really hoping to see him in it, but
He could have been funny if he would have been instead of Patton Oswalt. He would have been the guy, the,
Oh, he would've been
the
awesome.
expert on ghost lore.
Oh,
Right.
God,
His
that would have been funny.
experiences.
Yeah. Yep. That would have been funny.
That might have been who they originally wanted.
It's a
when they had to
possibility.
settle.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that would have
And
worked.
then
It's gonna be
Patton
pissed.
Oswalt's not your first call for anything. You know?
True.
yeah, but yeah. So we ended up getting this character here, and at the very end of the movie, really, it was almost you laid this. The seeds were laid throughout, but this is the point where things kind of harken back to the old cartoon series. For me, it has that vibe.
Okay.
What do you think, Picat?
Yeah, I'm not an expert on the cartoon series, but I remember watching it with my sister, and she had the action figures, and the movie did give you those vibes. At least it went beyond now what we wasn't just Gozer again. At least they explored and expanded the ghost lore beyond the narrowness that they did in 2 of the first 3.
Oh yeah. Now I think this character could have been better, but it was all CGI. So
Yeah.
but,
Yeah, I don't really see why they couldn't have done some practical effects.
Yeah.
Actual actor.
yeah. Now the put the Slimer character back in, which I thought was fine. They could have done more with it though.
Mhm.
And they could have done more between these two characters. They could have between Slimer and the Spangler boy. They really could have done more. They
set up in number 2, if you remember, at the end of 2, he was driving the bus.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. And Rick
when
Moranis got on. Yeah.
Yes, and I thought that was an homage to the the cartoon series, because Slimer was more active in that. And now in this one, he's just there, where if you took all the Slimer scenes out, it has no effect on the movie in this one.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
Except he does eat the other's ghost at the end. There.
True.
Yeah, the possessor or whatever it was called. That was funny though. This scene here on the bottom right where he says, "I know that guy," at the end. And Slimer shows up, eats the pizza, and goes right through the ceiling.
Yeah,
and you got all the green slime.
I do have to say that when he got slimed, him just like spitting the slime out and going,
That was funny.
Yeah. That was actually good. That was actually good.
That was a good scene too. Yeah.
There's subtext. There's he just basically didn't say the line. You would hear the line in your head, but he didn't say it.
Yeah, he slimed me.
Considering that this firehouse was abandoned and vacant for so long, and Slimer was in there, I mean, I'm surprised that Slimer wasn't more active in other parts of the place, and just kind of like how he was in the cartoon. I think if they wanted to make an impact, they would have done more. In my opinion, they should have done more between Slimer and the boy, and had more of a thing like that where. Kind of like with the Rick Moranis thing.
Yeah, make him a practical joker too on the people. That, they think, oh, that's just Slimer.
Yeah, well, like in the cartoon series, they kind of treated him almost like as a quasi pet. Where he was a pet, but he wasn't. He was part of the family, but he's a pet. But he's like kind of like in between.
Yeah,
kind of like he was more. But I think they could have done more.
Yeah,
but.
Well, a character that I thought that they could have put in there that they didn't was. Okay, I got the wrong clip. Never mind. Oscar. It was a clip with Oscar in it.
Oh,
don't.
You were named after a hot dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we know Sigourney Weaver is in the series. Why not have something with Oscar or son?
Yeah, because in the last one they gave her that cameo at the end where they riffed
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the early scene from the original,
Yeah.
but there was no
Yeah,
mention
yeah.
of her kid, even in that, let alone
Yeah.
now.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right,
That
yeah.
was weird. Uh,
Yeah, sorry, I got the wrong clip. My fault. I mislabeled it.
dope.
It happens.
So yeah, we got lucky here, and Lucky didn't get so lucky. In the trailer, it looked like she got turned to icicle. In the movie, she actually survives, which is like okay. Again, a character which is okay. I have nothing against the character other than the fact that it really didn't need to be in this movie.
Right.
No.
You know,
Kind of meaningless.
She did, yeah, and no really practical application of the character. I mean, you don't even talk about, per se. I mean, she's in the new secret lair place, underground, whatever, and the Spengler kid shows up, and oh, Lucky, what the hell are you doing here?
Right.
Because they're all from freaking Oklahoma, so it's like they go from Oklahoma to New York, and oh, everybody's here all of a sudden. The gang's all here, yay! I mean, yeah, I don't really see, in my opinion, the practicality of having this character there. I mean,
Yeah, they didn't develop the relationship with her and the Spengler kid, which is
Yeah,
where it left
exactly.
off that they were an item in the last one.
Yeah.
In this one, you think they would have done more with it,
Right.
but it was just like,
yeah, I mean,
did they feel bad? Well, we want to put her in the movie because she was in the last movie. That's what it came across as.
yeah, I mean, they could have, like, they did put her in the scene when they went to go see the guy's copper room, or I mean, the brass room, but they were together there. But outside of that, really, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, these two, I thought would have been an item at some point, but
But
this
she's
kid
15
right
years
here,
old.
yeah, I mean, well, yes, allegedly.
Yeah,
So,
and evidently she's into chicks already. So
all right. Don't give it away.
that's an elephant in the room we'll cover a little bit
Don't
later.
it? Yeah. So Podcast, who's 15 apparently in this movie, and staying with a 70-something-year-old man in his apartment above his shop, above his
With
curio
Asian
shop.
parents letting
Asian
him
parents.
do it.
There's the funny thing. This scene, so they're actually at the library in the scene, but there's the scene when she goes upstairs with him in the room, and they're talking, and they see the little Stay Puft Marshmallow guys come out of nowhere, like roaches or something. Right. So they come in and they're messing around and they're talking about that. And then he gets a phone call, I guess, from his parents. He's like, oh, crap. I told him I was at like NASA camp or something like that. Right.
Oh, that's right.
So
That's right.
he goes over and he hits this tape. He's got this old cassette player. He's got like background noises from like launch sequences and shit. But he starts talking on the phone in Korean. And I'm going, okay, yeah, I can see if he's half Korean, sure. But he's like talking Korean and talking to his parents, and then she's dealing with all the little marshmallow guys, doing all kinds of wacky stuff. Until the one guy walks in with the sphere, and they all freak out. That was kind of interesting when all those Stay Puft guys freak out and bail out of the scene. So, but
yeah, the scientist guy was another one that was kind of useless. I mean,
the blonde guy, yeah. Well, they had him in there because he's British.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, we need somebody to be very supercilious. I know. Let's get somebody, a Brit.
Let's
There
get
you
a blonde Brit guy. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh boy.
But
Nobody does it like the Brits.
Yeah, exactly. Now, this is what I was talking about. This is the scene with the Slimer and the pizza and all that stuff like that. So apparently, this kid likes this like sledge-o-matic he's got here that he like smashing stuff with. I think that was pretty funny in the scene with him and Dan Aykroyd. And they're doing their podcast, and they're kind of like the Ghostbusters version of Antique Roadshow, where someone brings them something that's they claim is possessed, and he pulls his meter out and he's checking to see if it's got any anything in there, and then he says, "No, I'm sorry, ma'am. I think you're just nuts." And then he comes over with his sledge-o-matic and smashes it. And it's like, he smashed it. Yeah, the podcast, the viewers like to see the sledge.
Right.
But the scenes that the kids in is pretty funny, I think. This actor, he's got a long way to go. He's got a good start. But I like the sledge-o-matic. I wonder if they're going to put that in with his toy. I think they might have in the action figures they came out with. But
R.I.P. Gallagher.
Yes, R.I.P.
Right.
Gallagher, man.
Right.
Yep. It doesn't slice. It doesn't dice.
It doesn't puree.
It doesn't puree. It's flats.
If you listen to his commentary, social commentary, he was actually a genius.
Oh, Gallagher was.
But that lowbrow stuff, everybody
gold.
kind of wrote him off. But when
He
you
was-
watch his comedy, he was actually
was
brilliant, man.
Gold.
But in his later year, he kind of went sideways for some reason.
Yeah. But he was gold. Now, this is the whole
Here we
storyline
go.
that I did not. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. There's a storyline that I think did not need to be in this movie whatsoever, at all. The cringy sexual tension in this was just off the chart.
Why not make it a boy?
Right.
I mean, it would have had the same impact, but this was obviously a deliberate choice. I mean, there's DEI corruption all in this movie, and
So-
that is a big example of it.
So did Jason Reitman direct this one, or he just produced it?
He produced it.
Yeah, he didn't
direct
direct it. He, I think, co-wrote and produced.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, PCAT,
I mean,
what's
this
your
is obviously a
opinion
DEI
on these two
decision right here. I mean,
Right.
I went into this. I stayed away from any spoilers, so I didn't. And I was feeling it. I definitely was getting a weird feeling as this relationship was unfolding. I was like, I'm getting
Yes.
weird vibes from it, and since I want my niece, obviously she's too young. That would go over her head. So I asked my sister, who went too, my niece's mom, and I said, "Did you get the vibes I was getting?" And she says, "Yeah." She goes, "I definitely was getting that as well." So it was definitely there. They
You
could
see
say
this
whatever they
all the
want,
time.
and they didn't go that far. Okay, but the
Yeah.
vibes were there.
Yeah.
well, you see this all the time when they write a character to be a certain gender and then they swap it, or a certain race and they swap it, but they didn't change the character. They didn't change the notes that go along with it. And this is obviously a case where that was supposed to be a boy's role, and the decision was made by somebody,
Yeah.
and this didn't need to happen. It just didn't need to happen.
Studio.
Yeah.
It's just too weird it was taking me out of the movie. I was just like,
Right.
what? It's like this. It was
I
just
kept hearing the
odd.
crying game playing in the background. for some reason. No one no more but the
my
crying
God.
game. Oh my
The
god!
crying game. What the hell?
Oh my god. Fucking Hillary Swank show up.
But this was the only storyline in the movie that really didn't. It was no necessity for it. There was no need for it, really.
No,
I mean,
no.
Mm-mm.
now they still could
if
have
you made
had.
that a boy, it would have worked.
Right.
If you made it a boy, because
even
it's
if you-
15 years old, and she started. 15 years old is
Yeah.
when they start getting crushes and stuff
Well,
like that.
You remember? Did anybody ever watch that Casper movie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
don't
so-
think
Yeah, Casper the ghost. At the end, he
Maybe.
turned into his original self. So he's a little boy, and so he befriended the girl or the daughter and the whatever it was. So
What was that like the 1990s though? I mean, that's
yeah, it was like early '90s,
they
mid early
don't do
90s.
things like that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, now
No.
they could have still had these two characters interact, but they could have been more kind of like in a friend way instead of like more, in an emotional,
Well,
this
you
cringy
write
emotional
when
stuff.
you write a role for two people to be friends, you write it entirely different from writing a role where two people are going to have romantic tension. And that's
Yeah.
why I say this was originally meant to be a boy role,
Possibly, yeah.
and because there's like actors' notes that are already in that script, and basically they didn't change the actors' notes, and so that like the long looking at each other's, the eye contact and stuff like that. I mean, that's obviously they call it gay,
It's cringy.
whatever.
Cringe.
Cringe.
But I mean, it's all this is just unnecessary. It's just
It was
and
just
didn't add,
was
it
a
didn't add
storyline.
anything.
There was several storylines in the movie. This was one that really wasn't needed, in my
No.
opinion. You could have still had the same
was icky.
situation with the
It was
Phoebe
just
character.
icky.
But yeah, you're right. It's was not, it was really necessary. It was just shoehorned in there, in my opinion. So, oh look, we've come to the end of the No, we haven't. Look, it's the Shitbusters
Oh no.
Okay,
of the 20.
so this is where I come in. Now, what I've done is I've lined up clips that show the original Ghostbusters and 2016, and so we can compare and contrast. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Now all of these are under 2 minutes, so we should be fine. But they've
Okay.
never
Allegedly.
struck me down for any 2016 clips. But the Ghostbusters ones are short enough, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, so these are the opening sequences back to back. So here you go.
It'll bite your head off.
All right.
Uh,
Okay, and contrast that with the hearse reveal from 2016. I apologize in advance.
yeah.
Ah, my eyes!
Yeah.
Okay, if you
Holy
have,
shit!
all right,
Feeling a bit queasy.
I got 7 good uses for that body just today.
observation is that the first one is very succinct, is very direct to the point, and it had like one punchline, and it landed. Okay, the scene that we watched, they tried for how many punchlines? It's like six.
Yeah, we just got
6 or 7
popped. We
punchlines.
just got popped.
Oh,
Yeah.
for what?
Really?
Well, yeah. We're down on YouTube anyway.
Holy crap! I
Yeah.
have never gotten.
It'll come back up. It'll come back up again.
Yeah, I have never gotten popped for anything from 2016 Ghostbusters,
Fraggles.
like ever. It must be delayed pop from here the theme song music.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. So it'll
So
come
we'll be
back
down
up.
for I don't know how long they
Usually
penalize
it
you for.
depends on. Usually they'll pull it back up if we're not playing anything else.
Yeah, that
I
was
do have a
less than
freaking
minute.
disclaimer, though. I do have a disclaimer in the description,
Yeah.
for fair use. So, but if it's over a certain amount of minutes, then they might
Uh-huh.
whatever. But we're off on YouTube. But LDG, how's it going, man? Yeah, we're on Rumble right now, but we just got booted from the stream. Is unavailable on YouTube for whatever. Usually it'll come back, but
Well, according
they're
to the fair
communists.
use, according to the quote unquote fair use policies, I was under a minute on everything I've played so far.
no.
And so that supposedly that's fine. Funny thing about it is he probably won't get a copyright strike later. They just take the shit down. The AI takes it down.
Yeah, AI is
very
taking
first
it
hint.
down. Probably because of the theme song. Is
Could
my
be.
guess.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
that was like a couple clips ago. So
Who knows?
I don't know. They just reacted late, but
We're
well,
still up on Rumble.
yeah, we're still up on Rumble, of course.
Going good
you know.
there. Yeah.
That's why we do our show on Rumble.
Yes, we do this simulcast, so it hurts.
I
in two
I
places
really
at
don't know why
once.
we're even still on stream or YouTube anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah. So
Because you can abide by their fair use policies, and they'll still take it down because the AI just reacts, and it's just like they don't even know what the AI is reacted to. And then later on, when you process your video, you don't even get struck for the clip.
yeah, exactly.
And this is happening to everybody right now. I mean, everybody's afraid to play anything anymore. But anyway, but the thing about it is yeah, I apologize for everybody having to watch, the god awful clip, but the only way to make a compare and contrast is for people to actually see.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stream
actually
is
see,
unavailable.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what it's telling me.
I'm just looking at it now on the PlayStation. Yeah, it's not.
Right.
It says it's live, but it's unavailable.
Well, yeah, the chat's still live. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so they pretty much. I think the AI is mulling at what's going on. So,
Well,
I bet it had to do with the music in one or two of the clips that you had.
I mean, there's nothing. I mean, it's everything I did was supposedly by their guidelines and their fair use policies.
They did the same thing with. They did worse with my Toshiro Mifune stream.
We're back up on YouTube now, by the way.
Oh, we are? Okay.
Yeah, we're back up.
Well, it doesn't matter
there
if
we
you
go.
have the guidelines and stuff like that. We've known that they go against their own guidelines on striking things down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Deceptively vague.
Right.
Vague,
Right. I mean, they got a wide gray path there that
Yeah. Well, and also people that are under like 500 and they're not part of the program get struck more often than people that are in the program.
True.
Oh, it's easy to get the little people, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Well, they don't want the little people to have a voice and rise up.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They don't. It's like 7 times harder to get to being actually being able to make a living on YouTube now than it was just like 2 years ago. I mean, there's everybody that's grandfathered in. It's already getting making money off of YouTube. They're seeing their funds get cut in half, and the people that are trying to get to there. It's almost impossible now.
Well, all the more reason to switch strictly to Rumble.
We
have these issues.
We are too late. We're too late to the party for this one. I think if you want to really make a living on here.
Definitely, definitely.
Hey, PCat, you have a YouTube channel, or are you strictly out of that?
Yeah, I don't have one. I mean, I guess I technically have one, but I've never done anything with it.
Well, you're lucky. You're lucky.
As somebody that tries to make content for YouTube, I can tell you it's a shit show.
Yeah, it just seems like a real pain in the pain.
I mean,
I will do stuff on our Wookie Bunny show, and I'll upload it to YouTube, and it'll take me a week to get all the clips cleared. Just to play it. I finally got clipped, There you go.
There you go.
Well, there you go. No problem for you then.
No problem for you. No.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem is Wookie has alluded to this before about moving to Rumble is the viewership would go down, but you got to understand, fans of the show will follow you, and then you'll still have that core base.
Time Profit won't.
Time Profit won't, but I mean,
he's like
Time Profit.
We get far eyes when we show on X than when we do on YouTube Rumble.
Yeah.
We do Rumble X. We have like 30 or 40 eyes.
Right.
But YouTube now it's kind of slow. I mean,
they're killing themselves.
Right.
They're burying themselves. And They're trying to force everybody to go to like their network content, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
And away from individual content because they can't control individual content. And and so, but
Well,
you know, getting back to the Ghostbusters thing. Go ahead.
I was going to say YouTube is trying to be the mainstream, basically.
Yeah.
They want to be the only dog in the fight.
Well, basically what they're doing, YouTube got bigger than network television, bigger than cable, and bigger than this online streaming because individual people could get on there and become stars and create original content that no one's ever seen without editorial. And that's what was attracted to people, and that's how they got huge in the first place. And they're killing the golden goose, and they're cooking it up and serving it to network executives.
Cam.
All right, Cam. Hello.
Hello.
Cam. How's it going, man?
Hey.
Hi, everyone on panel and chat. Can't stay, but wanted to say hi and drop a like. Have fun, everybody. Thank you, Cam. Good seeing you in the chat, man. Have a good one.
But the reason why I wanted to show these clips back to back is there's a narrative out there that the reason why 2016 didn't succeed is because people have biases, and
really,
that's the narrative. Okay,
You mean biases between good cinema and shitty cinema?
No, that's not the biases we're talking about.
Oh, isn't it? I thought it was.
See, basically. Well, in their world, basically, arbitrary characteristics take precedent over a quality of content. You know, so in other words, if you got two things side by side,
quality is so toxic and it's so
it's patriarchal.
Patriarchy.
Right?
Quality is racist.
Exactly, quality is racist. Exactly. Which like, what are you thinking about people of color when you say that? By the way, that's an interesting take. But I watched that movie myself. I watched the extended version and the regular version, and the reason I put myself through that is so when people came after me and said, "Well, you haven't even seen it," I'm like, "Yes, I've seen it. I've seen the whole entire thing, and I can quote them entire scenes from the movie if I have to." But you know, the bottom line is 2016 failed because it was a horrifically bad movie.
Yeah.
Horrifically bad. Not just bad, horrifically bad. Painfully bad.
Here's the thing. You have an actor like Chris Hemsworth who's known for being Thor. Okay, in the MCU. At that point, it was big time. He was like, big time. You bring him on and you turn him into a freaking milquetoast stooge.
Yeah.
Which is almost like a disgrace to use to the Stooges to call him a stooge. I mean,
the guy couldn't tie his shoes without a
they made him a fumbling idiot, but and that was kind of
retarded.
That was
he
really
was
sad.
retarded.
Yeah, he was. It was sad.
You're already demonetized. Might as well.
I know, right?
Yeah, Gobby had to pop away. He really hates
you haven't missed a thing.
You didn't miss anything. We were down for a bit.
He was spared.
If you would, a few seconds after they get into the elevator to show you the difference between subtlety that's hysterical and them in the 2016 throwing 900 things at you that don't make you laugh. After in the elevator, when I don't know if it's Ray or Egon, they talk about the technical term of the power packs that they're wearing.
Yeah.
Right.
So then they turn it on, and you see them just sort of slowly
shuffle.
I have that clip. You want me to risk it? You want me to risk
why
it?
not?
Why not? Do it.
I mean, even Egon, who should be the one that's not afraid, is afraid.
Holy shit.
What I liked about that scene, the no smoking sign above him.
Yeah,
I was thinking
that was
that,
the best.
I even I blame myself. So do
Yeah.
So do I.
So do I.
Well, here's a comparable clip. I apologize in advance. Yeah.
My eyes.
What?
Eyes, ears. I think I'm bleeding from my ears too.
Yes.
So that's what passes for comedy in
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah.
That movie makes The Room look like Shakespeare.
I've not seen that.
Trust me.
Makes Attack of the Killer Tomatoes look like Ben-Hur.
I haven't seen that either.
That's a classic you have to watch. It's so bad.
Well, the other part of that, though,
Yeah.
the other part of that is they go on to do a demonstration. So that scene plus the demonstration scene are about almost 2 minutes of screen time, and just to do what they did, and they managed in what 15 seconds or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. The whole clip that I showed, the turning on the pack, was 26 seconds. And combining that demonstration and combining that technical talk is over 1.5 to 2 minutes.
Wow.
And I really edited it down.
What?
We're down again.
Wow.
It must be that then.
Down
it must
again.
Be the new.
There you go.
It must be the
I'm
2000.
sorry.
Is it possibly because we're playing for the two clips back to back? Maybe adds to the length.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, the one.
Maybe we
I
need
don't
to.
know. This is this.
Maybe we need
back
to
in the day,
sort of
it wasn't like this.
No.
I mean, now in recent times,
maybe we need to have a little bit of time in between clips.
You're probably right. We're probably gonna.
Maybe it's because we're playing the 2016 version of everything.
That could be.
I used to show a
we're back.
2-minute clip of
We're back
2016 on my show,
YouTube.
and I never got struck.
So
I never got struck once.
Yeah, we're back
We
on
have
YouTube
changed the rules on you.
They certainly have. They certainly
There are
have.
no rules, only for us.
Sorry, everybody, we're back. Evidently, you can't even
back.
play 23 seconds of a clip anymore.
Yeah.
So there you go. It is what it
3
is.
seconds.
Yes, we pissed them off. Or wait, it's the AI that's having an emotional issue with us showing clips.
Well, I guarantee we get to the end of this thing, it won't even show as a copyright strike. They would have taken down our live stream multiple times, and there will not be a copyright strike. That has happened to everybody.
You better hope so.
No, this is the AI. The AI filter is doing this to people.
All right. Yeah, I know people are having issues. A lot of, and it's not even in the pop culture. It's other ones too. They're having issues. So,
well, the thing about it is if you do a short, if I did a short of that very clip, it would stay up on YouTube and wouldn't have any problems. That's what they're trying to force. Is they're trying to force people away from live content onto shorts.
Yeah, it's been a rise.
Yeah, Gobby says it's maximum 5 seconds and you can get away with it. The thing is, it used to be longer than that.
Yeah,
you could actually go up to. You could actually go almost up to 3 minutes, as long as it's something that you were doing commentary on and discussing, like we're doing right now.
Right?
No, are we?
Well,
yeah. Well, I think it was maybe it's up to 2 minutes, but technically, according to copyright law in the States, as long as it's used for educational commentary purposes, it has you're discussing it, it's fair use, and technically that's all it is. Yeah, but it's YouTube. Yeah, ScrewTube. It's ScrewTube.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Well, I've been running the Rumble cast on my phone the whole time, and haven't had a hit yet on Rumble.
No,
you're
not.
You won't. Be a bit more lenient over there.
Well, we did the whole entire show that got us struck off of YouTube. Of all those comedian stand-up clips.
Oh yeah,
which were recorded live, and so that usually exempts you, and everything. No, we had no problems on Rumble at all. We played one clip that was 5 minutes, and did not have a problem on Rumble.
Yep.
So, but Gobby's talking about how his videos are getting throttled. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, YouTube is really election year, and so they're suppressing a lot of shit just out of the blue.
Yeah, YouTube is Google.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Google is an evil empire. So ABC is just a vile, dark heart of everything, basically. So
Rumble.
But on
a lighter note,
go ahead.
It's cold over here.
That's the good thing.
Yeah, Rumble is the way. Absolutely.
It's called Seasons.
Well, but the thing about 2016 though, the narrative is always every time you hear them say, they never talk about the quality or the content. They never talk about the writing. They never talk about the performances. They always talk about who was in it, who directed it, and that's the reason why you should support it.
Right.
They never talk about the content. It's unwatchable. It's totally unwatchable movie. Literally unwatchable. And the same people are still belly aching that they never got a sequel. And it was like, I don't think you can get a sequel to Castration, can you?
Put out a better product.
Yep. Yeah. They don't grow back.
No, it's kind of a one-shot deal, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they could have done.
Up yours, YouTube. Gobby's still getting subs.
Yes,
yay!
God bless him. It's you have to think of this. Is the thing. Back in the day, it was quality. The directors, the producers, the writers, they were all looking for something compelling, stories and developing characters that were meaningful, that were had substance to them in the story, and it wasn't necessarily about what color they were or what gender they were. It was, who were they? What type of a character are they? And what's their significance to the story?
Right.
And then you hired actors and actresses that fit those parts, that can pull off what the writer is looking for, what the producer is looking for,
What a novel idea.
That's able to take direction from the director.
Well, the thing about Frozen Kingdom, I mean, I watched Afterlife, and I know it has its detractors. Time Prophet can tell you like paragraphs as to why he hates that movie. But at the same time, the heart was there.
Absolutely,
the intention was there. And what you're seeing with Frozen Kingdom is you're seeing like there's glimmers of the same thing that Afterlife had. There's glimmers of that same, heart to it. But then,
the harkening back to the original movie.
Yes,
with you having situations or people that were in the original movie that they run into again, and so you've got that connection, and that's good. I like that,
But then at the same time, though, basically, it's like you can tell that there was a lot of interference in the second movie that wasn't in the first movie. I mean, they basically let Jason Reitman go because they thought it was a dead franchise. But once it was successful, they saw the same thing with Mandalorian. When the second season landed on its feet and Star Wars, a lot of people came back to the franchise. Immediately, they completely put it in the ground with interference.
Yeah.
Immediately.
When
people are left alone to do what they're going to do, you get something like Top Gun Maverick. If he was to make a sequel to that, there would be so much interference that would completely, totally destroy it. But because they thought they was safely dead, they let him do whatever he wanted to with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Gabi. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
STD. Yeah, STD.
Yeah,
definitely.
So you can see the difference in how.
I love the acronym of that, by the way.
Yeah.
Star Trek STD, the venereal disease of Star Trek series.
It is. But you can see the difference between Afterlife and this one in that respect that you pointed out, because Ivan Reitman wasn't involved in this one because he's passed away, and then his son was only a producer.
I was going to say it.
On this one.
Yeah, on this one. I would think that because he was so deeply involved with his father in the last one, and Aykroyd too. Aykroyd was involved in the last one as well.
Yeah.
That he would have probably gone down the same avenue as far as being more involved and things like that. But apparently, those who invest in the project kind of dictate the terms. I'm assuming.
Mm.
Well, I mean, you could just see if you know anything about DEI and you know anything about the mandates that they've started shoving these movies through, the filter of mandates that these movies have to jump through just to get made, then you start understanding, like the young ghost girl. You can that had to have been written for a boy, but they can't have that, and so they cast this girl, and they made it awful.
What did Cartman say? Put a chick in it, make her lame and gay.
There you go. There you go.
Put a chick in it, make her lame and gay.
Yeah.
Respect my authority.
Respect my authority. Screw you guys, I'm doing it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I want you to put a chick in it and make her effing gay.
There you go. But I mean, anytime that anything that comes with DEI, it's got such a stench on it now that anything that is made with DEI principles, so everybody's going to know it right away, because the cat is out of the bag on this. The only reason they got away with what they got away with is because that they hit all these mandates for so long. You just like, why did the quality drop off a cliff? Why are they putting out crap that's obviously to anybody on the street knows that that's not going to fly? It's like they're not looking for profit anymore, and that's ESG money basically backstopping everything. But that ESG money is going away, and now they have to make a profit. Except all these mandates won't let them put out a movie that's going to make a profit because they're still using ESG standards. And so what you're going to get is you're going to get this really awkward hybrid for about 5 more years of people that actually try to make a good movie.
The Ferengis are going to take over and want mucho Latinum.
There you go. Meanwhile, independent productions are getting better and better and better, and are not looking for ESG backing, and they don't have to go through these DEI strangulation standards. And so
exactly, like independent, like whether it's a comic book creator, whether it's an artist or writer, or it's a independent filmmakers, whether they're seasoned movie directors and producers and writers, or they're just like Jim from Jim's Landscaping. He's a big Star Trek fan. He's got his own Star Trek thing going on, fan films that he's putting together. So, I mean, I wouldn't worry about 5.
If we make it 5 years, let me put that caveat. If we make it 5 more years.
Well, that's it.
But maybe we'll enjoy the DEI movies they're shoving into our brain holes while we're eating our bugs in our pods that we don't want.
Yes. It's the bugs.
You have the bugs and you will like it.
Except that's going to poison us all because there's parts of bugs that are completely indigestible.
Right.
Toxic to human bodies.
Bugs.
Everybody's going to be dead.
Pretty much.
Well, I'm looking forward to Mad Max.
No, you're not, because it's going to be Furiosa.
IRL in real life.
Well, that's right.
You're on the border too, so
the next movie is going to be Furiosa. It's not even going to be Mad Max. It's going to be Mad Max Furiosa without Mad Max.
It's a prequel, isn't it? Or is it a prequel?
Yeah. Prequel to that one movie.
Wow.
It is what it is. Girl boss time. Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
Girlfriend.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought Beyond Thunderdome was the girl boss one. Come on now. With Tina Turner.
What's the
Tina
deal?
Turner.
Face the wheel.
Yep.
Master Blaster.
It's not pig shit, it's methane.
Oh man. There you go.
Shit. Anyway.
Yep.
Well,
So
yeah,
sorry we
I
got
think,
struck.
well, that's okay. We're back on, but
Well,
we're like it's almost 20 minutes till the hour. I think we've been on for almost an hour and a half now, so I think we pretty much covered all the points. Let's see, Pete Cat, is there any final thoughts on the Ghostbusters movie franchise?
As far as this last one, what I've missed in the last two is the laugh out loud comedy that you had in the original, which stuff that you could just quote over and over and over again. Just by thinking of it, you're cracking up. And almost like, you bring Bill Murray back, it's like, you need to unleash Bill Murray.
Yeah.
You just, give him a couple of scenes, more than just a couple of cameos where he's throwing a pen at the guy, where he's putting the colander on his head. Unleash him. He needs to say, you know what, go. We want you to get from here to here. Go. Be Bill Murray, and just let him loose. And we haven't had that, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I think it was only the one line where he said, "Oh, anybody want some courage?" And he goes over to that power panel, opens a box, and his bottle.
Yeah,
of
he
scotch
opened
is
it with
sitting
a Fozzie smack to the box, and it opened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they were trying to get a sequel going for years to the second one, and Bill Murray was not on board for years, and it took Harold Ramis passing away for Bill Murray to get off his ass and say, "I need to do this." At this point, I mean, I think if Ramis would have lived, because he was a co-writer with Aykroyd and all of the Ghostbusters stuff, the early stuff.
Struck again. Gonna get struck again. Oh.
I think you would have had Bill's one-liners, like Pete Cat was saying, because I think Pete Cat and Harold worked well together. They did a lot of films before Ghostbusters, and they were really good.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, Ramis and
Ghostbusters
Aykroyd
3 was actually the Ghostbusters the video game.
Yeah, I was waiting to say. I've never played it, but,
that's what I'd heard. Yeah.
But Harold, my favorite part of Afterlife is when Bill Murray looks over and sees the ghost ghost of Egon, and he's like, "It's about time you showed up."
Right.
Yeah. The ghost of Egon. It's about time. Cruel, what say you?
Well, I haven't seen the newest one yet, but as I've said before, I've heard the mixed reviews. Most people say the same thing. But I do happen to have the previous film, Afterlife, and the original 2 Ghostbusters films. So, they're all enjoyable films. I would probably say the first one's the best.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Got so many fond memories of that. And there was something that I didn't actually quite get with the original Ghostbusters until I've watched it as an adult, and it's the sexual undertones with Dana and and Vickman when she's possessed. You know what I mean? Do you want this body? I want you inside me, and all that. You know what I mean? I didn't pick that up at all when I was younger watching these things. It's just like, wow. When you watch it again, it's just like you get it, and you're like, oh. But it's they're so good films. I was watching those little clips of them getting in the elevator there just when you were putting them on. I'm thinking, I miss films like these. They just don't make them now.
No.
Good job, Dobby. Good job.
They were so good.
I mean,
Hollywood's chased out all the good writers, though. That's the problem too.
Well, yeah, exactly. The funny thing is this last strike that occurred kind of actually screwed over the writers for a lot of different organizations, and the production companies or studios that negotiated and got these contracts, they kind of, I mean, some, I think for the most part, they've, reduced the number of writers, but they, like with Star Trek, they increased the number of producers. So what the hell does that tell you?
Well,
Well, see, they stalled long enough for something called force majeure to come into to come to fruition, which is a clause that's in most contracts that said if it gets suspended beyond this certain period of time, you can basically end the contract, so it doesn't cause too much of a burden. And so they basically, what they did is they stalled these dumb actors and writers long enough that they could enact force majeure, and then canceled, across industry wide. They canceled projects industry wide that they normally couldn't cancel because of the DEI people that were involved with them. And basically there was a purge of projects that were on the books. They were able to use that to basically do what they couldn't do because of woke policy.
I see.
And so now these writers, they come back, and then suddenly there's all these new standards that were in that negotiated contract that basically have eliminated anybody white or straight from being able to get a job in Hollywood as a writer.
Yeah, and that's according to the letter of the federal law, that's against the law. The
yes,
EEOC,
it is, and they're being sued right now.
Yeah, good. Sue them into the ground, because
we all know that they don't follow laws.
You're gonna have to sue them. You're gonna have to make them follow the laws. They wave those laws around at everybody else. Oh, you didn't hire enough XYZ people, or someone from this community or that community or this whatever.
Well, the D files that are being put out, and the D files and the information being put out by Film Threat, they're getting fed this information, and all of it is illegal. What they're doing right now, policies, is all illegal by federal mandate.
Yeah,
especially within the striking down of the college things that we're doing, for decades. And so basically what's happening is they're going to get sued. All of these people are going to get sued. There's an organization in America that protects the freedoms that basically does a lot of stuff pro bono. And they're offering their lawyer services to all these people. And so basically what they're doing, basically, the discrimination policies that were put in place since the civil rights movement are about to turn around and bite them on the butt. And
good.
And so it's just like you hoist on your own petard, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. All righty then. Well, Gavi in the chat says that the movie industry is about to eat itself. Yes, I think that has started already.
Good thing that they're okay with cannibalism now.
Of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what about the vegans?
What about the
vegans? Their beef is grass fed.
You're right.
Vegan. I don't know. What does vegan taste like?
Yeah, what does vegan taste like? It's like
it's probably pretty stringy.
Oriental. What does that taste like?
I don't think there's a lot of protein on that.
Right.
Mostly skin and bones. Oh my God. Well, I like to thank PCAT for coming on and being with us. Thank you. I hope you don't disavow me and never come back.
Not at all. I had a lot of fun.
We like to try to have fun. Hence the nature of the title of the show is Laughing at Fuzzball. So, try to have fun, have a good time with it, lots of laughs. So, but thank you, PCAT, for coming on.
Thank you and everybody.
And if you're on Brown's channel soon, let him know I said hi.
I definitely will, my friend.
Later to everybody in the chat. Thanks everybody for coming out.
If anybody's available tonight around 9:00 EST, Eastern Standard Time, the Wookiee and Bunny show is going to be a heavyweight championship of comedy.
Oh yeah, we're doing
We got
it on
two
Rumble
categories.
exclusive.
The heaviest stand up we're going to do with John Panette, Fluffy,
Yeah, they see this?
and Ralphie May are going to go head to head.
Yeah.
But in actors, we're going to do John Belushi, John Candy, and Chris Farley.
That should be
And
a
so,
fun and
because we're
wild
on Rumble, we will be able to show actual clips.
Yes.
And we're gonna have I'm gonna put up a poll on Twitter and we'll announce the winner at the end of the show. But we're gonna watch clips from all three of those stand-ups and all three of those actors, and we're gonna evaluate them. But that's going to be a lot of fun tonight. So heavyweight championship of comedy.
Yep. Tonight on Rumble.
Yeah, on Rumble, the Wookiee and Bunny show.
Yep.
So
on
come
both
on out.
on both our channels. So
both the channels. Yeah.
Yeah.
And X.
And X.
Yeah.
And PCAT, if you would like to be on, can we invite PCAT? Or
well, if he wants to come on,
if he wants, if he's available. It's 9 p.m. over there, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually I'm usually an early sleeper only because of
Gotcha.
my work schedule.
Gotcha. I hear that, brother.
No,
I hear that. So
unfortunately, poor Crual's in the middle of his nights, so
Yeah, he's like at 2 o'clock in the morning over there.
Yeah. Probably over 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So we'll see.
He'll be watching this on his PlayStation. If he's awake.
Yeah.
You never know.
All right. Yeah.
Never know.
All right.
Maybe he'll have insomnia. Maybe have insomnia.
Yeah, exactly. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for T Bunny being on the panel, Crual Birab, Abby Someone, and of course a special guest, PCAT, for making his first appearance on here. And hopefully we'll see you again for other conversations in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So bye, everybody.
We'll see everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the next one. And hopefully we'll see everybody in the chat tonight over on Rumble. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.